Hello there, folks. Chris Castle, Rabbit Guy, Rabbit Hole Diaries. Sorry it's dark, but I don't like to sometimes do this in the house. It's kind of crowded in there. We're working on buying a new house. Should have a new house pretty soon. Pretty close to 10,000. I have some money sitting back because my state can't seem to get it through their heads that I am the only Christopher George Castle in existence because somebody stole my identification, and the local police don't give a shit because the police everywhere are corrupt. But anyways, so I'm walking down here where there's some light. You're not going to see me for a minute. The true history of Egypt and the Jews, okay? That last video I went in a little bit about Joseph and how them Jews are fucking corrupt fuckers, man. You guys really do not need to, you just need to let them bastards to their fate. Christ-killing motherfuckers. The king of Judah is black. Deal with it. He's here in America for a reason. That's your solemn duty. But anyways, they sold him into slavery because they didn't want to hear about his dreams and his visions and his bullshit. Same as nobody in my whole entire life wants to hear this shit. So me and Joseph got a lot in common. That's why he's one of my favorite characters in the whole entire history of my people, because I myself am a Hebrew. We're Jews, my family. We're Naphtali. I'm one of the 12 tribes. I'm not just any Jew. I'm a Naphtali. Okay? Pretty sure none of us been there either, because as far as I know, all the Naphtalis fucking hate them bastards. In order for them to fulfill their prophecy, they need to get me and that king into Jerusalem, and they ain't never going to do that. In order for them to let them in there, that's in a way acknowledging he's the king. Got a plan for that, but I doubt you guys are ever going to call me. And even so, it doesn't mean the plan's going to work, because there's choices in life. Everybody has them, and all it takes is one person to make the wrong fucking choice, and it fucks the whole plan up. City-state phase. Most of what we think about Egypt is bullshit, man. I grew up watching the Ten Commandments, and everybody knows that the story is they were put to work making the mud bricks and stuff. That was the city-states. The mud brick walls. What happened was after they sold Joseph into slavery, after a while, they went down there, they found out about him. The brother-selling fuckers, bastard bitches, got up in a hard time. They found out Joseph was doing pretty well for himself. He had his own city in the richest part, the most prosperous part of Egypt. And he set them up fine. They prospered under Joseph. Go figure. He sold them into slavery, but he forgave them. Because he has a heart like mine. And a will like mine. All the time trying to help people, improving shit, improving things. But in these modern times, nobody appreciates that fucking bullshit. Nobody. But anyways, that was the city-state phase. What happened was the main pharaoh got himself into some war. It was likely Nebuchadnezzar. Sound familiar? And Egypt got their asses handed to them. And what they did back in those days after they had the war, if they beat you back to your city walls, it's kind of like a video game. Once they beat you back to your city walls, they tear down your walls. They tear down some buildings. They make a breach so they can run through and loot it. And then they say you got 7 years to pay tribute, and then make a clay tablet. Leave it there with you. See you in 7 years. And that would suppress them, so it would make it harder for them to rebuild and regrow the army, and it held the competition down doing it that way. The strongest prospered, and the ones that got beat suffered, but they always kind of made a comeback. And it went on like that for a long time. The city-state phase in our history. That's when the Jews were in Egypt. And the New Kingdom is the mud brick phase. Them fucking they didn't build them big-ass fucking pyramids. Read the book of Jubilees. how I connected to how Noah was the noble cows is because I've read the book of Jubilees. When Noah came down out of the mountain, they dispersed, and one of his sons, I believe it was Shem, was given the gift of languages. And he was tasked to travel the earth. And whenever he countered the ruins of what happened here and there and everywhere, he translated and wrote down whatever he could find written there, including the Greek and the Hebrew and the hieroglyphs. It said when he found the place that filled him with dread where the ancients did their evil rituals and the giant monuments of the false gods, even though it pained him to do so. He translated the writings on the walls. The writing on the wall. Sound familiar? It's a biblical passage, actually, from the book of Jubilees, which used to be a part of Judaism, but they reject everything. And they taught us how to reject everything, and nobody wants to hear that because it's not in the Bible. It's not my Bible. I don't want to hear that. That's not my Bible. No. That's bad. You can't avoid this fucking extinction. The sixth mass extinction is rapidly accelerating, and I seem to be the only person on the planet other than the governments of the world that knows that means us. It means us. It ain't just going to be all the fish and frogs and dogs and cows and cats. It's humans that are going extinct rapidly. There is so much nobody in this country knows about the real history of this planet because there's been 7,000 years of denial and rewriting the text, making it what you want it to be. Make them flying pyramids what you want them to be. Change their minds. They're hovering over us for a reason, and I'm telling you, it's because of that King of Judah and some other shit is here in America, including me. There's a reason why Michigan is shaped like a hand. When you look at Michigan, Jackson is right there in the palm. Now imagine if I did this. It's the most powerful place in this fucking country. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm staying here unless I get this deal. And really, I don't want to leave this town for long because that child's in Jackson. You want to come and get him? You got to go through me. And I can blow shit up and walk away. If God is with me. If God is my ally, I'm indestructible. Are you kidding me? When I had that guy by the neck pulling him out of the truck, and he rolled that truck, that's in that other video, I flew out of that truck. I cartwheeled, and I landed on my left leg. Broke the heel off my boot. I didn't notice it, but it took me about a week to notice why I was limping. Then I looked at my boots and I realized, because I had boots with like heels this high, laced up to like the calf. Broke one of the heels off my boot. My heel hit so hard I landed right on my left heel. It threw me out. I tumbled, hit my leg, and flipped up and down in the air according to witnesses and landed flat on my back. And almost instantly got right up, and I walked up to that truck and I looked down in him and I was like, stop fucking my wife. And I walked right around that truck, and as I was walking around that truck, here come all the witnesses running down there, like 30 fucking people. And I walked up out of there, went and did something. I had a friend with me, and he was a minor at the time, and I'm not going to out him, but I told him this is where I parked, and this is what I'm doing with my mom's keys. I got to come back to this. And I took him home, and I went back and parked the car there, and I walked back to the scene. They're like, there he is, and I went to the hospital. I had to pay for that truck. That truck costed me $5,000 some odd. I went to jail for a little while. I was on probation for 2 years. I flew out of that truck and got up and walked away. I am the real deal. This is no bluff. This is not a game. This is not a psychotic trick where I'm just fucking around with my fucking president of the fucking most powerful country in the world that could throw me in Guantanamo Bay, make me disappear. You think I'm trying to play a game with you? Really? No. I am serious as a heart attack. And I'm pretty sure old Joe ain't going to be the trigger man. Joe's position is to set the pieces up. We got 3 to 4 years to prepare. And we got to prepare something that nobody's expecting. Because them pyramids are not only watching, but they're also referees and regulators. The sun and the pole flipping and all the storms is going to destroy the electric grid globally. And we're too broke to repair the entire national electric grid. Once it goes down, it's down. China will most likely do for the satellites. You're going to need to evacuate that space station. And I suggest parking it on the moon. Just see if you can soft land it. Get that away from Earth. You don't want nobody bringing that down and it landing on some innocent people that are trying to survive the fucking apocalypse. Get that monstrosity out of here. If you're going to build something to go to space, build a flying pyramid. We're addicted to fire. Ever since that first man learned he can hit these two rocks together and every time make a spark and produce fire, we've been addicted to it. Our whole entire civilization revolves around fire. Fire power. Even the street light out here is fired by a coal power plant, and even the nuclear shit is fire. That's something you guys don't get about the ancient fucking religion. The same as Noah's eyes being like the rays of the sun, and everybody thought they must have shined like lights. They didn't have the same kind of words and language and syntax that we do to explain things. In ancient times, anything that was hot was fire. A piece of uranium is like solid fire to the ancients. They knew it had heat. You go find somebody that can talk to the geese. The old priest, the black Levites in Ethiopia. You want to know the truth. You want them to confirm your fucking prophecies. You go have somebody translate my videos to them and you ask them what they think. They got the ark. You know what? Can't nobody take it from them. Nobody. If you guys follow the current game plan, I guarantee you, it's not going to end well. They're going to let you think you're doing something because they like a good show. Then you're going to lose the favor of God and they're going to turn on you and smite you. And they're going to let your enemies gobble you up the same as they're about to let Israel's enemies gobble them up. And you're going to sit back and fucking watch because you don't want to get involved in fate. Worry about this country. One nation under God. We got the King of Judah. I'm telling you, Jesus has been reborn, but it ain't exactly Jesus. The Jesus, the original Jesus, he's up there with them watching. But he's basically the same because they did the same kind of with the DNA. You think I'm fucking tough lighting bombs and shit? Once that child comes to his full potential, he'll kill millions with his bare hands if he has to protect the blacks. It's their planet. The meek inherit the earth. Y'all better start getting religious. It's about to be the Armageddon. And this crazy asshole has something for you. Something beyond any worth. Because we can keep this thing in some fucking deep bunker or whatever. And when the grid goes down and all that bullshit, and everybody thinks we're at our weakest, we'll still be able to come up and at least go up high enough to get a look. You know, there's ways to make electricity very fucking simply. And you could just have a simple fucking one of my gizmos on a drone. I know Stanford's got that drone that can land in the water and shit. They got a tether on it. You can't go very far with gas in the water. And the batteries just don't last long enough. We're addicted to fire. We think we need fuel. We think we need to fill up a tank to go anywhere. Whether it's a battery, you got to plug it in and fill it up. No, you don't. No, you don't. Nikola Tesla proved that. The majority of things in the universe are electrons. They're what create the filaments and streams, and the magnetism guides them along, and that's what it is. The electrons pull everything this way and that way. The whole entire universe is filled with them. It's like water, but we can't feel it, we can't taste it. We go up into space, we can't even detect it, but they're everywhere. When you generate electricity, what happens is when you spin a magnet, it gets stronger and it pulls. That magnet and electrons are magnetic. It pulls them. But because of the wires there and it's spinning, they get pulled in from universal directions. And when they hit that wire, they circulate. So long as it's circulating. What happens if that generator's not plugged into nothing, or that battery's not plugged into nothing? It don't circulate? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It has to circulate. It's called fluid energy theory. Go with my condensation theory. You want to know what the beginning of the universe was? Proton stars, neutron stars, and electrons. Fucking morons. That's the three primary things. You know what you're accomplishing by busting a proton? Making little chunks of super microscopic smaller protons. Clumps and shit. What would happen if you put a cue ball on a tee and shot it with a fucking 50 cal tank killer? It'd shatter in a puff of dust and pieces would go shoo. That's all you're fucking doing, you retards. You ain't learning jack shit about that. You ain't learning nothing. You're learning as much as Satan's letting you have to learn. He's only feeding you just a little bit, just enough to get you to your fucking peak. And I'm telling you, the ones that hate that evil bastard want to make sure this is a thorough job, and I got a game plan for you. You ain't gonna like it, but it's a badass fucking game plan because it guarantees the fucking job gets done. You want to die with honor? Do you want the hideous beast? I had a dream. When I was a child, a dream like this would give me nightmares. But I swear, when I woke up from this dream, I actually felt good. I can't lie. I felt good. And I came up with a name for him. The nibbler. This beast can pick a man up like nothing. And he uses his other hand. And then what he likes to do is he'll get your big toe or your little toe first, and he'll pinch it and pull it off. And eat it like a grape. Now the thing is, because he's so powerful, he can keep you aware. Not only do you feel the pain the toe got ripped off, but you can feel every bite. He takes time. He chews it good. He takes the time, and you can feel every fucking bite, and you don't bleed out. And then he picks off another toe. He grinds it. That's just 2 toes. He'll do that picking all the way up to your skull. When he gets to your skull, you're still going to be self-aware. This is what hell is. You're still going to know. You're going to be aware when he finally gets to your skull, and he's going to be and you're going to feel his tongue digging around in every hole, getting all the. You're going to feel it digging up in your brain. You're going to feel every last little brain come out, and you're going to be aware the whole time. And when he spits your skull out, your soul's going to be looking out his eyes to see your skull there, and you're going to know it's your skull, and you're going to fucking feel it. Now, the thing that really fucking sucks about the nibbler is when he grabs somebody else and starts nibbling, you're going to feel them too. Every second of it. That's hell. Does that sound fun to you? Does that sound like some place that you're just nonchalant and don't want to believe in that? I ain't worried about it. I already know where I'm going. I already been there, and it's paradise. It's a whole lot better than that fucking horde place. Somebody better make the right call.